Hello, my name is Micha van der Bent. I'm working at Jamf as a supervisor consulting engineer, based from the Amsterdam office covering the EMEA region. My role at Jamf is to help and train organizations to understand how to manage, deploy, and support Apple devices at any scale, from small businesses to large global enterprises, and help where I can, where there's a challenge that needs to be solved. The goal is to keep it simple, connect the dots, and automate what's possible. I'm going to talk about what Apple is doing in the macOS security area, how security benchmark can help you, why we need to work with scripts to get company devices compliant, and how the implementation looks like within the Jamf Pro server. Business is changing. It has changed a lot and very quick, especially during the pandemic. This changed the way we work, and this is the new digital normal and it's here to stay. We've proven we no longer have to be in the office to be productive, so there should be a maintained continuum of work when shifting back and forth between the office and a remote location. Successful companies will focus on enabling employees to work together separately, while maintaining security and experience priority. That means we need to support a remote or hybrid workplace in a secure way. During the pandemic, cybersecurity investments are paying off for organizations that modernize their infrastructures and train their people to transition to remote work quickly and without compromising security. But many companies emphasize connectivity first in their initial response. So now is the time for those organizations to assess security and control gaps to protect against cybercriminals. Organizations are exploring ways of enhancing their security posture, like accessing their VPN. Do they have multi-factor authentication in place? Should they be looking at an offboarding strategy or passwordless workflows, and so on? Many organizations are also using security benchmark to help securing their environments. Jamf is the only company in the world that provides complete management and security solutions for an Apple-first environment that is enterprise secure and consumer simple, while protecting personal privacy. Jamf preserves the native and consistent Apple experience that people expect at work. Jamf is the foundation for Apple's success at work. Jamf builds solutions that extend and connect, supporting the power of Jamf End. Jamf is committed to open source. With cross-industry integrations to specific solutions, Jamf integrates with more than 300 third-party providers to ensure we work the way you need us to. The marketplace is a central location for you to find and learn about the valuable tools. Let's start with macOS security and have a look what has Apple been doing on the security stack and built into the system. Apple designed the macOS platform with an integrated approach to hardware, software, and services that provide security by design and makes it simple to configure, deploy, and manage. The latest Macs include custom Apple silicon to enhance security, either as part of the M1 chip or M2 chip, or the T2 security chip on the Intel-based systems. Provide the foundation for the new security features and also protects Touch ID fingerprints information. Both T2 and M1 M2 features an SSD controller with automatic on-the-fly data encryption with file vault. They also ensure software loaded during the boot process has not been tampered with, a feature called Apple called Secure Boot. Of course, these protections are not alone. Over the years, Apple added dozens of advanced technologies to the macOS security stack, all with the goal of keeping your Mac safer. Security Benchmark exists to provide guidance to organizations on how to secure data from filtering on an end-user devices. All organizations have some form of data that they want to eliminate the possibility of getting stolen. There are a couple of known organizations that provide guidance, like the CIS, Center of Internet Security, Defense Information Security, DISA, National Institute of Standards and Technologies, and National Cybersecurity Center. The choice of the security standard of the company can be dependent on industry and geolocation they're into. The Federal Operation IT Security staff from NIST, NASA, DISA, and LEN started the project that you hopefully already heard of. The macOS Security Compliance Project. They did an amazing job to create a tool for automating the guidance, configuration profiles, and remediation scripts. The macOS Security Compliance Project is an open source effort to provide a programmatic approach to generate security guidance that outputs custom documentation, scripts, configurations, profiles, and an audit checklist based on the baselines you used. Here you have an example of a generated HTML page. There you can easily search for the rules you are scoring on. You can generate a PDF, all the needed mobile configs, which you can push to the devices, or generate an Excel document. How does a benchmark rules look like? Let's have a look at the turn off Bluetooth if no paired devices exist. The descriptions and remediation give you information about what you want to turn it off. You can read how to audit the state of the device and how to remediate if the device is not compliant. There's also a reference to the original CIS benchmark document. So basically, you can run an audit and perform a remediation if you are having a finding. Last but not least, report. Those are the pillars of the benchmark workflows: audit, remediation, and report. Unfortunately, not all benchmark rules can be managed via a configuration profile, so we still need to use a script or manually set the configuration. However, the best approach is to set the benchmark rules with a configuration profile, where possible. There are many scripts out there, for example from Jamf Professional Services. While working with the CIS benchmark, audit and remediation scripts, I was missing an overview: reporting. To resolve this, I built a separate reporting script, but this was just another extra script. I felt it could be done better, faster and easier. The idea was to create a script that covered this all in once. The CIS script was created and covers this all. It does audit, remediation and reporting. It's easy to control, implement and to maintain. You could run this locally or throughout a management system like Jamf Pro server. Let me demo the functionality of the standalone script with the option of a full report. After downloading the GitHub project, you can go to the root folder, and after assembling the script, you can start the script from the build folder. We run the CIS benchmark script as read-only with the option full report. That will make a full report on the target device. If you are using the CIS benchmark script without any options, it will run as read-only audit and makes a short report on the target device. We will just know the state of the device. It will take only a couple of minutes before we know that state. The full report is stored in the location libraries security reports. Here's the full report. Let's zoom in and see what the audit says. We have a couple of failed audits we need to remediate and a couple of passed. However, they are not managed. The setting has the right value, but the end user can still change them. For that, I consider them not compliant. The full report also tells you what you need to do to remediate this rule via a script or configuration profile. Let's run the standalone script with the option remediate with the default short script. For example, we are looking to the benchmark rule turn off Bluetooth if no paired device exists. Bluetooth needs to be turned off because we don't have any connected devices to this device. We run the script with the option -- remediate In this case, we do the shortcut that does R. You see that the script will run again, and after a minute, you will see that the script will resolve the issue. And the result is that the Bluetooth is off. And so let's have a look at the script, at the report, sorry. As you can see, we passed after remediation. This means that the device was not compliant, but we could remediate. We also see some failed audits, but as you can see, these settings must be set via a configuration profile and not via a script. Default, the CIS script will do a read-only audit and report on the target device. There are options that you can use with the CIS benchmark script to create a full report or do a remediation on that device. Every year we get a new OS, like macOS, of course, but security is a moving target. Basically, things change, and we don't want to edit and maintain a 3,000-line script. This will be hard to maintain if a new macOS has released. For that reason, the CIS script is assembled out of the bunch of fragments. Here is the structure of the CIS script folder. In the root of the folder, there are some symbolic links to assemble script. The origin is in the utils folder, with some other scripts you can use. All scripts that you assemble, create, will be stored in the build folder. For implementation into the Jamf Pro server, there are some resources in the Jamf folder. Let's have a look in the framework folder. Fragments folder, sorry. Here you will have the footer, header and version files with all the logic and functions that will be assembled into the script. In the org score folder are all the separate CIS benchmark org scores. Every CIS benchmark org score you can test separately if you need troubleshoot or extend it with a new OS. Let's have a look how the CIS benchmark org score looks like. Here I'm going to explain the org score. There is a link to the CIS benchmark document. We're going to check if we score on this organization score. If scoring, we perform on an audit check and check the state of the device. And if we check if remediation is enabled, we will remediate, and afterwards we will do the audit check again to see if the remediation is successful. And last but not least, we will report back to the report. To sum up, what the organization score is doing is audit, remediate, and report. I love what the guys did with the macOS Security Compliance project, allowing custom rule sets. So, if you need your own organization score, you can include them into the CIS script. Let me show you how you can create your own custom organization score. If you create your own custom organization score, make sure that the name of the file is the same of the organization score within the script. Place your custom organization score in the framework org score folder and then assemble the script again. As you can see, the custom score organization score will be included into the CIS benchmark script. We're now running the audit again and have a look at our report. And as you can see below, there's your custom organization score. If you run the assemble script with no options, you will create a full script. But if you want a separate script, you can use the separate option. The script will build separate CIS benchmark scripts for the fragments into the build script folder. macOS is a moving target and there will be changes in newer versions. The script is designed with that in mind. It's easy to adopt older macOS versions or newer macOS versions into the CIS script. As we know, not all the rules will be changing, but some are. For example, to enable the firewall log, you can use a script in macOS Big Sur. However, in Monterey, you need to enable this with a profile. Just to remind you, this script is now compatible with Big Sur and Monterey. We're already testing on the new Ventura. So how to implement the CIS script within the Jamf Pro server? So how does it look like? Probably your organization security team make the choices for you or you want to audit on. And you need to follow the instructions from the CIS benchmark, provide a PDF or create custom CIS benchmark documentation with the macOS Security Compliance Project. Then you configure the needed configurations within the Jamf Pro server as advised in the CIS benchmark script, documentation, and upload them into your Jamf environment. Next, what we need to do is to assemble the script and upload this one into your Jamf Pro server. By using a mobile configuration, we can control and set the organization score from the CIS script settings. For easy creation of the CIS script configuration profile, you can use the assemble script to generate a JSON schema manifest from all the fragments of the organization score, including custom org score. Let me demonstrate how this works. We check if you already have the Jamf Pro custom schema JSON file. We don't have it, so we need to generate the custom schema file with the assemble script with option J. Once the schema file is generated, we can upload this into the Jamf Pro server. We're going to create a new computer configuration profile, give the profile a name, add the policy to category. Within the application and custom settings payload, we upload the just generated custom schema file and make sure you check if you upload the just created file. We're going to fill in the preference domain, and now you can configure what you need in the CIS benchmark script: full report, short report, remediation enabled yes or no, and go through the list and enable, disable the org score where you are going to score on. We can report the results of the audit and remediation into the device record. We can use an extension attribute for this. In the Jamf folder, there are extension attributes you can upload into Jamf. After we uploaded CIS script, configuration profile, and extension attribute into the Jamf Pro server, the last thing we want to do is create a policy. Create a new policy, choose the preferred trigger, set the preferred frequency, add the script, and don't forget the scope. After you scope in the CIS script configuration profile and the policy devices, you are ready to get compliant and know the state of your devices. For monitoring the results, you can have an overview within the Jamf Pro server dashboard. You can go deeper by going into the device record and review the extension attributes section. If you want to complete report, if you want to complete report, you can attach the report into the device record within Jamf Pro. I want to tell you this is not recommended, but give you an example. Best practice is to use your company provided file share. Please look at Rich Troughton's amazing blog post, How to Remotely Gathering Seized Dialogues Files and Upload Them to S3 Bucket. This is the principle for uploading CIS report into S3. What we now need to do is to upload the upload CIS benchmark script into your Jamf Pro server. After we upload this, we're going to add it to the policy and change the order in your policy. CIS script first, upload after. and add authentication to the script. Once the script is run, the CIS benchmark report can be found by the attachment under the device record. For starting with the CIS benchmark and compliance rules, this is a good resource where you can go to the Apple Security Certificate and Compliance Center. It's a good way to start. All the other stuff where I talked about, like the macOS security compliance is find on GitHub, and the CIS script you can find it on my GitHub. You can find me, or if you need help, you can find me on the Mac admin Slack as well, or go to the macOS security compliance or security channel if you need help. There are a lot of smart and friendly Mac admins out there which you can help. To recap, in this presentation we talked about the macOS security, how Apple is working on security on the hard and software side. As you can say, built in, not bolted on, or secure at rest. We also talked about that there are a couple of organizations for several industries and geolocations who can have set the security benchmark, and with the macOS security compliance project and the CIS macOS security custom rule set, you can easily create custom documentations on what you need to score on in your organization. We talked about the CIS script I built to help you understand the state of your device based on the CIS benchmarks, and how the script is structured and can run locally to create reports and or remediation. I showed how to implement the CIS script into the Jamf Pro server and how you can control the script with a configuration profile and monitoring the results. I thank you for your attention and I hope you liked the presentation. It was an honor to present it to you.